Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Frame Arms number 27, Cutlass, and this is by Kotobukiya. Now, if you've recalled way back, I did review a similar design. That's the Basilard, and I think it's almost identical. You get a different few weapons and a recolor, so probably getting in the same kit. But I really like the design of that one, and you know, it's not too bad to get it again. I like the design, and I'm really hoping that usually they will announce the base kit first, then they will add kind of like an expansion afterwards. So I'm waiting for that. Pretty cool. All right, so here's the side of the box. Here we go. Pretty cool. So here, quick look. We see we have a rifle, and you get this nifty kind of like a blade shield here on the side. Wide range of articulation. Yep. And here's some legal jargon, and it is listed here 4,200. So in terms of US dollars, roughly, well, the conversion right now is probably 40 or even less than that, but you gotta consider shipping, so we're probably looking at around 50 bucks. Now if you compare this to Bandai kits, that's about a master grade price. Now building this kit, it's kind of like a high grade, and it's slightly bigger than your typical high grade Gundams, but it's a different design, and it's really up to you if you want to try out Frame Arms. I personally like them, hence why I'm buying them, and they're pretty fun built, you know, something different. Alright, so that's it for the box, and let's take a look inside the mold kit. Alright, a quick comparison. Here we go. We have the Robot Damashi God Gundam. That's about 1/44 scale. So as you can see, it's quite big, and I would say it's somewhere around between a master grade and a high grade size for the Cutlass. Pretty cool. Alright, so here's the illustrated booklet. Pretty cool. And I just want to do a quick comparison with the Basilard. Now, as you can see, it's almost the same. A few things that are different. I see actually the rifle is different. Yep, and you have the foot knives. That's different too. The knees, that's a little different. And you also have the shield, which you don't have here, and the head design is different. So there are a few things that are different, but when you look from afar, it seems like it's the same kit. Yep, there we go. So just want to share that comparison there. Alright, so if you haven't built a Frame Arms, basically all of them comes with this. This is already pre-assembled, which I'm actually not a fan of. Usually when they pre-assemble something, the flashes on this one, when you cut the nubs, it's quite unsightly sometimes. I'd rather cut it myself and make sure it's clean. But anyways, you get this one. It's gonna be inside. You hardly see it. Well, the certain joints you will see it. But anyways, this is the base. I'm just gonna call it the inner frame in terms of Gunpla. The inner frame. So you start out with this one, you're gonna disassemble this, you're gonna put parts on it, and that's gonna pretty much the same for all the Frame Arms. You get this basic frame. Pretty cool. So let's have him stand here. He wants to stand. There we go. Alright, so we have the Cutlass here. A pretty cool figure. If you have seen the review of Basilard, it's gonna be almost identical. But just going over it again. One thing that I've noticed, when you're building this, it comes with clear parts, you know, for the face and the blades here. That is not pre-colored. It comes in clear. You have to color it yourself. Now, if you don't have those clear paints and just want to try something simple, if you're a casual builder, you can just use Sharpie, which I've done. I've used a yellow Sharpie here. It turned out pretty well. As well as this one, a blue. I round up the color that I want to use. It's kind of like a light blue, bluish green. That's actually what you needed. I ran out of that, so I just used a darker blue, which, look, I should have used it. I'll have to go buy a new Sharpie for that. Otherwise, in terms of build, I just want to point out there was a section that tells you about the waist right here. Let's see if I can pop this out. Right, yeah, this part here. You're supposed to remove the base one, which comes from the inner frame, and put in a new one. Now the new one doesn't work with the polycap, and the spec is too small. Now we have two options. There's this part here that you can cut off from the leftovers, which work quite well, or you can use the same peg here, or the same connection point. This one is actually a little shorter. This one, it's a little bit extended, which I actually like more. It gives you a little bit more freedom. But if you want to use that particular connection part again, you have to trim the top part because it hits that. Just use your hobby knife, trim off the top, and you'll see it once you try it. Anyways, getting back to this, let's go over articulation. Right, so for the head, got that movement there. It's kind of unique, that design where the other fin is not there. I'm not sure why. It's a little bit asymmetrical. Seems like it got blown off. Maybe there's a backstory on this one. You got this part here. In terms of building it, I just want to add this. I had a little issue. Putting this fins on, sometimes it's too loose and it just pops off easily. What it is stick a little bit of a piece of paper that will give a little bit of friction right in there, and it's working quite well right now. So just little tips there. A little tip. Next part is the shoulder. A quite variety of yeah, quite nice. Now I want to add is this part here. There's sharp points that actually might, as you push this up, you might hit those sharp points. And here also in the back, I've already already lose the sharp edges, just because when you close it, or even front here, it will hit that middle part of the elbow joint. And yeah, I don't think there's a way to save that unless you don't move the joint at all. So just a heads up. And I've damaged it a little bit. You get the wrist joint here, which is great. You got waist, and there's actually a lot more, but once you put the armor on, it kind of holds it all together. So I don't think you get any more other than that. Now on the waist, again, already discussed about that part. Quite a variety of movement. You get swivel, and for the knee, you get the bend here, and you have another bend, which won't let me. Hold on. And another thing I want to point out: sometimes it will get loose, especially yeah on that part there where it's connected. My suggestion is you kind of press it down. It's it's like a sandwich, and you have a joint there. As you move the joint in, that thing opens up. So it's gonna get loose, kind of like what's happening here. But just kind of press it down again. There we go. You get another bend here. I think, yeah. So you're supposed to bend the top one first, then you can bend the lower part. Else it won't let you do that. So you get a knee armor there, and you get a 90-degree bend. Not too bad. You get a lot of cool thrusters here and there, even on the back side. That's one of the cool designs I like about this particular one, the Bossular, the Cutlass. Really cool. I'm not sure if there's actually a particular name for this frame arms. Because again, they share the similar design. There probably is. It's not too sure what it is. Right, so there we go. You get the kind of like an ankle joint here, which is really good. And you also have this bend here. Again, that's for the wide stance, and I really like that, being able to do that. Alright, so I think that's about covers it for articulation. I mean, you also have this one if you want to move that. This one is detachable. I do find that you can reposition it so it'll point out this way. That's not the right way. This way, like so. Alright, so that's pretty much it for that. Let's go over the different accessories and hands. Alright, so the first one will be the shield right here. So basically, it's the same blades as you see on the foot right here. And yeah, you're basically building 4 of them. One thing that I don't like about this particular design is you have the gray piece on one side but clear on the other. Yeah, kind of wish you sandwich it in. I'm not sure why they didn't do that. So you got that part there. There's a peg connection. You can put it here, here, but it kind of acts like a shield, or you can spins it or something like that. There's another canister here, and this might be his ammo pack for his rifle. Rifle is right here. Very simple. There is no point to mount it on if he's not using it. I'm not even sure. Maybe that is his rifle. When it's not deployed for him to use. So yeah, I'm just guessing, but it's a simple rifle. It's not too bad. Yep. Otherwise, you have quite a pair of hands. You have the open hand here, aside from the closed fist he already has. You also have this one, which is holding the daggers, and I'm not gonna demonstrate, but you just open this part here. If it slides out, there we go. And another thing is, which they've provided this, is you're gonna have the angled one, which, hold on, there we go. So this is the other one. It's slightly angled, and this is for the rifle. Now my only gripe is they give you this hand, but they don't give you an extra thumb. You have to grab it from this one. It's an extra piece that they could have just added. That way you don't have to interchange the thumb. I'm not sure why they didn't do that. Kinda wish they did. Otherwise, if you are looking for extra hands, or in case you've damaged this, or you want a different style, they are providing a different, I think there's two types of frame arms hands that you can buy separately. And there we go. Slightly angled. Let's go ahead and interchange this. And yeah. And he has a rifle. Very nifty. So it's not bad. I kind of wish it hits a little bit more. If you compare it to Basilard, which over here, he actually has a variety of weapons, and try to, you can use a shield. Not sure if it actually shows in the other pictures here. No. But yeah, you can combine it. It seems like there's more out of the Basilard than the Cutlass. But if you want blades, this one has it. And here, let me put this back. There we go. That's pretty much it for the Cutlass. I think I've pretty much covered it. If you are wondering, there's a lot of extra parts here. Again, a lot of parts are rehashed from Basilard, but you cannot use them. But it's a great piece. Who knows, if you want to just change out certain things from the Basilard, or if you broke something, you might want to look into this kit for parts. But yeah, I think that's about it. Kind of don't want to drag this review for too long. Yeah, really hoping that they've created an expansion pack for this guy, or maybe they're gonna just use the same one as the Basilard. Who knows? Alright, that's about it for the review. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, free wars are pretty fun. Alright, so until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.